magazine, Rolling Stones magazine, said two of the most famous musicians in the world can break down a song into everyday life but make it magical. And he said Elton John and Paul McCartney. If you listen to their songs, he goes, take Rocket Man. Rocket Man is about going to the moon and blah blah, but it's like just an everyday life about somebody being an astronaut and missing his family.
Right.
And Paul McCartney, like who's that knocking on the door? Like Auntie Jin, it's probably his aunt. Like
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just break it down.
Yeah.
And the songs can be beautiful instead of getting all thoughts in your head. So that's wonderful. Now, you mentioned the Beatles, so I have to ask you: have you had a chance to watch Get Back?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
How many hours was it?
Yeah,
Like,
eight. Yeah.
Was it 8?
We watched it. How many times? I don't know. Now tell me your what you thought. I mean, obviously it's remarkable.
Well, here's what's interesting. I mean, they're at this stage of the game, for anyone who's a Beatle fan, and jazz guys I know, blues guys I know, there's not too many people out there that don't appreciate, whether you're a fan or not, that don't appreciate what the Beatles accomplished and the songs that they had, and then to think that they were only together for 6 years.
I know.
That's pretty unbelievable. So I knew a lot about, I saw the Let It Be movie, and I've watched it a few times. I actually watched it with my kids when they were young. I forced it upon them and said, you've got to watch this.
Nice.
So there was a lot that I read about and kind of knew, but I watched that and there were still pieces of it, the role that Billy Preston played.
Yeah, huge.
And I never realized, where he was at with his career at that point, and to sit in and bring to the table what he brought with those guys, because he was pretty laid back.
Yeah.
And the other piece was looking how Ringo related to those guys, and the role he had. He didn't say much.
He was
wasn't
always on the outside of
controversial.
steam, right?
Got
along.
They needed that.
Yeah.
Right? They needed that. If they had a Keith Moon in there,
it'd be crazy.
It would have been
him and Paul would. Because Paul, I found, was a little bit, at the start of Get Back, he was a little bit like of a tyrant.
Wow.
He would be calling the shots, and where's John? And
Yeah.
George, I'll do whatever you want,
Yeah.
Paul. Like, I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, you could see that he was trying to hold it together, and there was no holding to be done.
Okay, so let me ask you an honest question. If you were watching those four guys that were not Beatles, would you still watch it?
So you mean if it was just some
Just
other...
four guys that are talking about their band, and their band is XYZ.
Well,
Like, yeah.
You've lived it. Anyone who's gone in the studio has lived that, because that's what the
you
studio
go,
is.
yeah.
It's long, hard, monotonous, boring time
It
sometimes
was.
in the studio, and that's kind of what was captured there in those 8 hours.
Gibberish
was a
and-
long time, a lot of work, and I mean, like I said to my wife when we were watching it, I said, if you're not a musician or a huge Beatles fan, you're probably not going to really dig this,
No.
right? You're going to have a hard
'Cause it was
time
kind of-
appreciating it.
It was a lot of nothing, but if you're a Beatles fan, it was a lot of everything, right?
You ever sat through a sound check for a drummer?
Exactly.
I mean, boom,
all DeLong, boom,
boom,
boom, boom,
boom.
yeah.
It's like, okay, tweak that, and
Pull my hair out.
4
Yeah,
hours later,
yeah.
you have a drum sound.
That's great. Let's take another quick break, and when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about your attachment to the community, some of your great theme songs that you have, and what you have going. And also, I want to talk how you were able to manage over COVID, because I think you could probably share a lot of inspiration, a lot of good thoughts, a lot of good advice for young musicians, old musicians, people who are struggling, right? So you're watching Wild Child Records on a Disability Channel. Here's musician Michael Theodore. I'm Jay Stoyan. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.